Hello guys and welcome to another MK Mobile character review, today featuring another Triborg, Smoke. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded because a lot of things may have changed since then. And of course, if you're not familiar with the matrix I'm using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let's put Triborg Smoke to the test. Triborg Smoke guys was released on the 22nd of September 2016, immediately after Triborg Cyrax challenge, and his original price in the old store was 415 souls. So let us check his stats. His attack is 47,817, which is the 28th highest in the game and the 9th highest among the gold characters. The hit points, they are 97,152, the 28th highest in the game again and the 10th highest in the gold league. The toughness is 39,690, the 25th highest overall and the 7th highest among the gold characters. And the recovery is pretty high, it is 41,580, the 22nd highest in MK Mobile and the 5th highest in the gold league. The power generation is 120%. So for his stats, Triborg Smoke gets 19.1 out of 28 possible points. You know, most of the cases guys, when you are playing Smoke, you're going to be using his special wand. What you need to know about the ability is first that it can be blocked by the opponent. It has Power Drain as debuff, we're going to take into consideration his passive. It can be cast from distance, the ability is long ranged, it is lethal, it consists of 6 mini attacks, and it has the single tap rectangle as mini game. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the special attack is 15,779, the 38th highest in the game and the 16th highest among the gold characters. The maximum damage is 31,558, which is the 40th highest overall and the 21st in the gold league. Once again, let's repeat the properties of the ability. It can be blocked by the opponent, it has Power Drain as debuff, it is long ranged, it is lethal, it consists of 6 mini attacks and it has the single tap rectangle as minigame. So for his special one, Triborg Smoke gets 9.8 out of 13 possible points. Ashes to Ashes, this is the name of Smoke's special 2, and it is by the way very useful ability. What you need to know about it is that first, again, it can be blocked completely by the opponent. It has Cripple as debuff, another very useful debuff. The ability is also long range, even though one of the mini hits will miss, but it's not a big deal because the most devastating mini attack will definitely connect. The special attack is lethal, it consists of 3 mini attacks and it has the single multi-tap circle as minigame. When it comes to damage, the damage of the special attack is 39,449, which is the 38th highest overall and the 15th highest among the gold characters, and the maximum damage is 78,897, the 40th highest overall and the 16th highest in the gold league. Once again, the ability can be blocked by the opponent, it has Cripple as debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 3 mini hits and it has the single multi-tap circle as minigame. So for his special 2, Triborg Smoke gets 12.6 out of 19 possible points. Pretty good achievement. The X-ray of Smoke guys is called Cyber Initiative, and there is something really interesting about it. Actually no, there isn't. It looks exactly the same as every single other Triborg in the game, so nothing special. What you need to know about it is that first it has Weaken as debuff like any other Triborg X-ray, and second it can be cast from distance. When it comes to damage, the damage of the X-ray is 94,677, the 46th highest in the game and the 20th in the gold league. Once again, the X-ray has Weaken as debuff, really not the best debuff for an X-ray, and it can be cast from distance. So for his X-ray, Smoke gets 3.2 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points he gets for his special attacks adds up to 25.6 out of 36 possible points. That's a really good achievement for a gold character. Now, Triborg Smoke guys doesn't excel at his basic attack speed. Really, he's kind of slow. Not definitely the slowest character in the game, but below average, that's for sure. When it comes to his chaining, the situation doesn't change. He doesn't push opponents back if they're blocking, he doesn't push himself back if the opponents are blocking, so this always leaves him vulnerable for counterattack. One good thing I can say about his basic attacks is that he has two different combo enders, unlike some other gold characters, but in general, I'm sorry, Triborg Smoke simply sucks when it comes to basic attacks. This is the truth. He's not fast and his chaining is pretty bad, so I'll be giving him exactly the same amount of points I gave to Cyrox Triborg, which is 3 points for chaining and 2.5 for his speed, for a total of 5.5 out of 10 possible points. The passive of Triborg Smoke, guys, is called Assimilation Protocol version 2.0, and here it is what it does. I quote: all Triborg characters on your team gain power drain on special 1, and everyone on your team steals 50% of any power they drain and distributes it to the team. So, in other words, what the passive does is, first, it gives power drain on special 1 of every other Triborg in Smoke's team, and second, every time when somebody on your team steals power, it kind of gets distributed to all other inactive characters, which is pretty cool, by the way. It leaves the door open for so many different teams as long as you put any power drainers with Smoke. It's really fun, guys. Basically, I can fully admit that out of all 4 Triborgs that are currently available, Smoke's passive adds the most value to the Triborg team, without any doubt, guys. However, Smoke has some kind of a small problem, and the problem lies in the fact that first, he's very squishy, and second, his basic attacks are pretty bad. So at the end of the day, guys, every time when I'm playing a Smoke team, I almost never use Smoke himself, because I regard him most of the time as a pure supportive character with a very nice passive, but when it comes to dealing damage, well, I'd pick somebody else, definitely. Which is kind of unfortunate, because he's a very good character, but for the reasons I already listed, he kind of falls down on the list of characters I would use as main damage dealers, even though once again, he's a really good character. With all that said, guys, I intended to give him more points for his passive, but in the end I reconsidered and I decided to give him 17 out of 20. Once again, his passive is really fun, very fun passive, and of course very useful, very powerful. However, the only thing which I dislike about it is that in most of the cases I'm not going to use Triborg Smoke, and I'm going to use some other character so I can take advantage of Assimilation Protocol version 2.0, which is not the case, for example, if I'm using Triborg Sub-Zero, which in my opinion is the best Triborg when it comes to a character who can be your main damage dealer and who can stand his ground. In other words, other characters can use Smoke's passive better than Smoke himself. But anyways, the video is about Triborg Smoke, so once again 17 out of 20 points for his passive. He's just a martial artist, so he gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, it is time to decide whether Triborg Smoke is a good character. Now it is true that his basic attacks suck, however to compensate he has pretty good stats, very useful special attacks, he has 2 of the best debuffs in the game, he has Power Drain on Special 1 and Cripple on Special 2, and on top of that he is good in and outside of a Triborg team. I would say that he is a must in a Triborg team, but outside of a Triborg team he is pretty good as well. With all that said, I'll be giving 2 out of my 3 subjective points to Triborg Smoke. I really regard him as one of the best Triborgs and in general one of the better characters in the game with unique passive which can be used to build a lot of fun teams. So with my 2 subjective points, he's going to score 70.2 out of 102 possible points, and we can label him as a great character. He actually ranks 15 as of now, just above Vampiress Melina and just below Cosplay Jackie. Literally the difference between him and Cosplay Jackie is 0.1. So once again, Triborg Smoke, final verdict, great character. Quite honestly guys, if you don't have Sector in your team, then Smoke is the way to go for an opener. He's pretty good, especially if you have Devastator, Cyber Armor and Cinder Shrink. Those three items work perfectly on him, and considering that his special one is his main weapon, putting him as an opener will be always a good idea. Now, when it comes to characters that he counters, I would say he's pretty good against Assassin Jade, Assassin Kitana and Relentless Jason. Reason being, most of the times when you're playing Smoke team, you're going to get to X-Ray faster than usual. And you know, Assassin Jade and Relentless Jason, they both don't like X-rays. Of course, he's countered by such characters who thrive on power drains, such as, for example, Classic Liu Kang, Dark Raiden, and so on and so on. When it comes to items, guys, it all depends on whether Smoke is going to be your opener or not. If he's an opener, then already mentioned, give him Devastator, Cyber Armor, and Cinder Shrink. The reason why you're giving him Cyber Armor and Cinder Shrink is because he needs to be able to resist all debuffs in the beginning, especially eventual stun from Dark Emperor Liu Kang. If Dark Emperor Liu Kang stuns you, you're dead. That is why having those two items, the Cyber Armor and the Cinder Shrink, is pretty important. If Smoke is not your opener, then it all depends on your playstyle. I usually give him Rat Hammer, Shao Kahn's Helmet, and Soul Medallion. Reason being, as I already mentioned, every time when I play Smoke I hardly ever use him, so by the time that I need to use him, he always have 2 bars of power, and I take advantage of it. You know, I'm doing one special 2 and one special 1. But it all depends once again on your playstyle. If you want to spam his special 1, that's fine, then instead of Soul Medallion, give him Bloody Voodoo Doll. And of course, if you're worried about Triborg Smoke being too slow for you, then you can replace Rat Hammer with a Cento Blade. That would be also a good idea. Okay guys, we got to the teams, and probably it won't come as a surprise to you, but Triborg Smoke is pretty good in a Triborg team. Now, if you're asking me which one is the best, I would say it is Triborg Smoke, Triborg Sub-Zero, and Triborg Cyrax. However, a lot of people lately are removing Triborg Sub-Zero from the Triborg team. The reason being, Dark Raiden got buffed and now he actually gains power if he gets frostbitten. It's really terrible. So if you are facing Dark Raiden, guys, you have to be sure that you can one-shot him. You should never use your special abilities if he's blocking. And apart from the Triborg team, where should you put Smoke? And that is pretty easy. You can always team him up with other characters with power drain, such as, for example, 2 Johnny Cages, 2 Kenshis, 2 Kitanas, and so on and so on. However, the ultimate team around Smoke is with Pankasi. Pankasi is pretty damn awesome with Smoke, especially if you're facing teams with a lot of power. This is paradise, this is Christmas for Pankasi. So I would say a pretty good team around Smoke, it should be Pankasi, Smoke, and Classic Raiden, for example, or any other power drainer. It doesn't matter. Once you have Triborg, Smoke, and Pankasi, you're good to go. I believe you got the idea. Okay guys, Triborg Smoke, what do you think of him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, he scored 70.2 on our scale and we labeled him as a great character. As always guys, if you want to see more reviews, you can find the playlist on the top right corner of the screen, and if you want to know which is the next on-demand review coming in 2020, you can find it in the description of this video. See you next time guys. Take care.
Perfect.